President Biden meeting with steel workers in Pittsburgh today, promising hard lines on Chinese steel imports.
They're not competing. They're cheating. They're cheating. And we've seen the damage here in America. I'm calling on her to consider tripling the tariff rates for both steel imports and aluminum imports from China. We're standing up against Chinese government unfair economic practice and industrial overcapacity.
Biden also vowing to block the sale of U.S. steel to Japan's Nippon Steel.
U.S. Steel has been an iconic American company for more than a century, and it should remain a totally American company.
Let's bring in Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Kelly. Mike, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. You're a steel guy from a steel district in a steel state. It's interesting, though, Joe Biden's 3.5 years into his presidency and is only now talking about action to prevent Chinese dumping of steel in the U.S. And also, Catherine Tai, who's the trade representative who he wants to take action, she works for Joe Biden. He could just say it. Do it.
Listen, you know, Sean, so I think the president's really known for being one of the greatest guys when it comes to plagiarism. So he looks at President Trump and says, you know what, that really played well, especially in steel country. I think what I'll do is I'll use it now and use it as my policy. Listen, we just went through this in Butler, Pennsylvania. We are the last producer of grain-oriented electric steel. His cabinet, they said, no, we're going to go with amorphous steel. This is the product that goes inside steel, the transmission to move power around. And as soon as they found out, look, you're going to lose 1,300 jobs, Mr. President. You're a big union guy, but these are 1,300 union jobs, so maybe you ought to take a second look at it. So it always looks better when you look at somebody else's game films. They say, I think this works. I'll use it as mine. So look, I don't think the country's full. Immigration, inflation, those two things don't go away. They're hard on people. I know they're hard on you and Rachel. They're hard on Dagan. They're hard on all of us. But this is a president that's trying to run away from his game films. And so that's not really me. I'm somebody completely different than that.
Joe Biden today also making 2 out of his 3 scheduled stops in Pennsylvania, attempting to convince voters that he is, in fact, your average Joe, hoping to draw a clear distinction between him and Trump.
Yeah, well, Dagan, you know, as I just said, if you find out you're losing, you look at what the other team's doing and say, this is kind of the rules for radicals. Blame them for the bad things that you've done and say, no, it was their fault. Listen, the current president has made a living out of doing things and then denying that he ever did them. You know, the problem is people don't forget when you go to the supermarket, when you go to fill up your car with gas, when you look at who's coming across our borders and him saying, no, that's no problem. Really? Then you need to go down and take a look, sir. It's huge and it's killing all of us. So I'm glad President Biden went to Pittsburgh. I'm glad he's looking at Philadelphia. He hasn't gone to Erie yet, which is kind of strange, but that's okay. Voters know the difference. Policy sticks with you. You can plagiarize as much as you want, but you know, I think I've seen this book before. I think I've seen this play before. And you know what? Shame. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yep, I saw it in the 70s, and Americans are paying on average $1,069 more than they were each month than they were 3 years ago. He has crushed working people, and he has bailed out rich idiots with student loans. Congressman Mike Kelly, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thanks, Mike.
Moments
Appreciate
ago,
it. Thanks, Dagan. Hey, best to Rachel.
Thanks, Mike.
Moments ago.